How come, like, the normal human body temperature is like 96 degrees, but like if you eat food 96 degrees, it's too cold, and if outside is 96 degrees, it's too hot? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Irbal Sinergy Shop. I'm your host Sinji. With me, as always, the Sound Master, the Troll Master, Irby.
What's up, folks? It's me, the master of the soundboard.
A master of the soundboard.
Which is all of 6 sounds that are free.
Hey, man. But if they gave you more sounds, you'd be...
I would be unstoppable.
I think unbearable would be the word I'd use.
I'd be too powerful. They know what they had to do. They had to nerf me with 6.
You'd have to be silenced.
Because if I had 10, I would do all sorts of stuff.
That opens 4 more opens a whole new other door of combinations.
A whole new world.
What's up, Irby?
Nothing too much, you know. Out here just living life. Trying to stay sane out here, baby. Warm. Don't want the hypothermies to kick in.
How's that working for you?
I'm warm for the most part, most of the time. Not no cold-blooded reptilian creature.
Hey.
Yeah, what about you, dog?
As the days get colder, I seem to be more tired. That's what I have to say.
Well, when you're tired, it zaps your energy, which is why when people get hypothermia, they try to make sure they don't go to sleep, because you'll get your system's body stuff starts to shut off and go down. So.
Oh, cold makes you tired?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because your body's fighting itself to get back warm again to reach the core temperature.
Oh.
So it just zaps your energy. That's why they say when you fall into water, like, you got to get out the water quick, because if you don't, you'll just get like tired and sluggish, and you'll be like, oh, this is enough spot right here. I'll just lie down and be cold, but it's really a danger.
Herbie, I got a question for you.
Okay, I might have an answer.
How come, like, the normal human body temperature is like 96 degrees, but like if you eat food 96 degrees, it's too cold, and if outside is 96 degrees, it's too hot?
I don't know. It's just one of those random science mysteries. I had seen something, someone wrote about that a while ago, and they're like, oh, why is it this, and this? And I was like, I couldn't tell you, buddy. But yeah, it makes sense, because I'm like, yeah, this is like 96. It probably has something to do with like internal, external temperatures and the skin toughness, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just making up stuff.
Nah, I gotcha. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it makes sense to like something like maybe 50 degrees and over, you wouldn't be cold. Oh, if the temperature was at least 50 degrees outside. But like, I feel like it would also make sense if you didn't feel hot unless it was more than 96.
Yeah, it's probably also to do like the medium, because I know 32 degrees cold water feels way worse than 32 degrees in the open air outside.
Yeah,
know?
Yeah.
So it's just, I think probably do with the molecules that move in. So our body's mostly water, so I can see why it feels colder to do certain things. But I don't know. Maybe I'll come across it in a science thing that I read from somewhere, because they always be talking and listening, so they're probably like, oh, let's get him into this podcast here soon. Who knows?
To be determined. Do you,
Very determined.
you got a flavor this week, Irby?
I got no flavor.
No.
Zero to hero. And nothing nothing tickle my fancy.
Man, my flavor is coming out of JoJo's.
I said you ain't got no trouble to come out of JoJo's.
'Cause I ain't watch much anyway. That's
Yeah,
not true.
it's
I
the
watched
fucking
Solo.
dude. Yeah, I haven't watched any of Solo.
That's fine. You're not missing, but you already know how the story goes.
Yeah.
Um, my boy Abdul, dog. My boy Abdul. I'm like, man, he didn't make me like the show, but like, I was like, he was cool.
Yeah, he was a prominently, I want to say,
I like this
black or
Dan.
brown person.
Yeah, I like this. Damn, they killed the colored first.
Yeah, because he's one where I was like, oh, we got some representation.
Yeah, not for long.
Yeah,
But let me be fair. The black kid in the last season didn't die.
he didn't die, but he also didn't add anything to the show.
Or he wasn't like a
anything.
Yeah, he wasn't like a prominent character, or like he didn't have a large role.
Yeah, he didn't have anything where you wouldn't have missed him if he was dead or alive.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, if he died, I'd be like, oh man, they got the homie. But I would have been like, he wasn't. Didn't see him much anyway. This guy, we saw frequently.
Yeah, and he was dropping wisdom and knowledge and helping him out.
What was crazy was after they killed him, it's like that's the guy we were anticipating having the most trouble with. And I was like, yeah, they just did away with him. Like it was nothing that fucked up.
Well, it wasn't like they straight up killed him. It was like he died trying to protect Polnareff.
Yeah.
So it was like, man, like if it wasn't for that, he probably could have got his stand out and did some stuff. Which let's just talk about how he would have given the most trouble. I can understand the bullet guy because with that he would be able to like throw up like heat barriers and melt the bullet before it got to him.
Mm-hmm.
But the other guy, the mirror one, I guess if you can't have the mirror surface, then it does something for you. I'm not too sure.
I wonder if there was a way. I mean, obviously there was a way, yeah, because he came out. All right, so, all right, let's get in. Let's just get into JoJo's. You said you had nothing to talk about, right?
Nah, other than Boruto.
You want to talk about Boruto real quick, or do you want to just get on with JoJo's and then we'll talk about Boruto at the end?
Yeah, we'd probably just talk about JoJo's now.
All right. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. We're just gonna start with the first episode of the 3 I watched, which the first one was called Yellow Temperance. And do you remember that one fairly well with the yellow slime thingy? That like
Yup.
Okay. I think we start off the episode with like JoJo and the other high school guy and the little girl. They're all like,
Ewan.
yeah, they're all going somewhere to like set up a trip to Singapore, but like Ewan was acting weird, and you could tell like, I'm like, oh, that's not the homie. He just started. Someone like stole his wallet and he beat the crap. He put him in a super backbreaker.
I was like, oh, but they doing a WWE move?
Yeah. And what was like a little confusing about this, like you could tell something was off with him, and like Jotaro's like pretty smart, and he kind of just like was letting things happen too much and wasn't really being observant enough. Because yo, bro, I tell you, when I saw this man, I thought he was eating tree sap, and then I saw the beetle leg. I'm like, oh, she just ate all the bugs.
But so watching it the first time, I was like, why didn't he just use his stand to shoot out the little rope and grab him? Just watching it, I was like, that's weird. And then he did all that, rah, I was mad, this and the other. I was like, oh Lord. And then he broke that man's back. I was like, ooh,
I
that
thought he
man's
was going
having
to
a
use his
bad
stand the
day.
same way
Polnareff?
Polnareff. He did that. Like someone tried to take his wallet or take something from him. He used his stand to just kind of put a stop to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like he ate the Beatles. He was acting weird. He out of nowhere he he tossed Chotaro off the side of a rail and was like, "I'm just kidding, buddy." And like he had a
No, we would have had a fight.
he takes the cherry off his ice cream and all like click, 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 click. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is the
That was the weirdest thing. I was like, what is he? I was like, ugh.
But bro, fucking Kyakuin did it himself later. That towards the end of the episode. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Is that really a thing? He
Yeah,
doesn't do
I
that.
won't go say that in case you wanted to say it later, but I was like, yeah, that man was wow.
I was like, lick, 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 and I was like, bro, what the? He was like, Jotaro, you want that cherry? You know, it's my favorite. Thanks, buddy. Lick, 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 lick. All that. Bro, is he still? Is he not dead?
Nastiest thing ever.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Jotaro, I think the rail car was just all right. This guy's. Now that I think about it, I think the rail car was just all right. This guy's clearly not himself. He's possessed or he's someone else. We're just gonna separate ourselves from the girl and fight in the rail car. I think that's what it was. Now that I think about it. So Jotaro does that. He's fighting this yellow temperance dude in the rail car, and he's really, really, really strange. But his yellow slime substance like sticks to like whatever part of the human body and just starts like eating it. I guess like disintegrating it.
Yeah.
Jotaro hopped out the rail car and he's like, "That won't save you." Blah blah blah. And so he hopped in a different rail car because he saw a kid with. He tried to burn it and like it just made it expand. I think I
Yeah.
was the correct form of event. And then like
Yeah, made it fan.
he took the kid's ice cream, apologized, said he'll buy him another one. Just hang tight. And he tried to freeze it because he figured if fire makes it stronger, ice or cold must make it weak. And when he added cold to it, I think it just grew spikes.
Yeah, I just grew spikes.
Yeah, and then like the old lady was making weird commentary, and then like you see her like devouring the dog, and or it's her. She's the user, and the father of the dog, the owner of the dog, was like, "No, not the dog." And Jotaro was like, "Don't pull it." And he pulled in. The head came on. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I was like, the one thing with that, I was like, why you go after the dog? And then the other thing, I'm like, did you just not like listen to that man say? And he just kept pulling the dog till he pulled the head off. I was like, come on, man.
See,
Y'all can't be that dense.
I was more on the line. I was like, this creator really has something against dogs.
I mean, if you think about it, if you saw someone like beating a dog, you probably like, hey, don't leave that dog alone. Versus if someone was like talking to another human that kind of way, you probably wouldn't say too much about it. But like the emotion that dog invokes in people will cause them to either hate someone strongly or like someone strongly.
Yeah. Dogs are they're goofy. They're a pain in the ass, but they're like kids. They're like animal
Yeah.
forms of kids. They're so it's such an unconditional love, and like they get on your nerves. They're hard to like discipline and like get to behave according because they're just chock until they get old. They're just chock full of this playful energy.
Yeah. That's
Especially
true.
depending on the breed. So like I'm specifically talking about my dog. He's just chock full of playful energy. Like he he gets the zooms outside. He just lets to run around back and forth, back and forth. So I'll let him tire out. His dog just ramped a mountain of snow and like jumped into the air. Oh, bro, could you relax?
Yeah. He was going parkour,
Yo, he was Paul Corey.
parkour.
So the fight continues, and seemingly nothing was working against this stand user, and that's when Jotaro figured, all right, well, let's go in the water. And then he was just like, if he something along the lines, he said he figured that since you seem to be keeping your distance, you're probably not good at fighting. So like Jotaro was beating the crap out of him, and he was like, I surrender. It was Dio, Lord Dio. He made me do it. I won't be your enemy anymore, blah, blah. And Jotaro was, you're going to start talking. It was like, anything but that. And then he was like, all right, we'll punch your face. I'm like, I'll tell you everything.
Yeah, pretty boy.
Yeah, so then to wrap up this episode, as he was talking, he inched his way towards like to shore and found that like a drain was connected to like a sewer pipe, and he used his slime to get a hold of Jotaro and was gonna try to crush and suck him in, but somehow Jotaro and his OP stand punched water hard enough through the drain that it went up the sewer thingy and launched him right back into the water where he got pummeled.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, well, how do you punch water with such force?
He just that strong.
Yeah, that thing is OB. So then we get to the Emperor and the Hangman, part 1 and part 2, which we touched a little bit upon this. So the Hangman shows up.
But I do want to
Go ahead.
interject for that. I had this moment watching it. I was like, I was looking at it and I was like, my man's he's a smarter Goku, or he's a smarter Shoto protagonist, because normally when someone's like, oh hey, I'll do whatever you want, just please stop or whatever. They normally let the guard down all the way, but JoJo was ready, boy.
He said, nah, bro, you catching every single last one
Yeah.
of
He was
these
like,
fists.
He's like, you get beat all the way up.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, my boy JoJo, he's smart for real though.
But you know what?
So
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, you had to go what? I was gonna say that's all I had.
Oh, okay. All right. So you know what? So like at the end of the episode, they ended up on a train towards Singapore, right?
Yeah.
Or no, they left Singapore. They were exploring Singapore. They left Singapore, and then they were talking about like the brat and how like, oh, we're gonna miss her, but like she said her dad was in Singapore, so it makes sense that she bailed. Nah, she was in the other fucking car with them.
Yeah.
So I don't know where she is right now, because obviously she followed them, but she didn't appear anywhere in the next 2 episodes. I'm sure she will appear. Like she's probably like the fucking Empress or something. I don't know.
Nah, she's gone, bro.
She's gone?
She's gone. You never hear from her again.
Stop. You're kidding.
No. There's a lot of stuff that happens. You're like, whatever happened to this and this, and then they just be gone.
Why even show her on the train?
I don't know.
I don't know if I entirely believe you. I feel like that's kind of bullshit. Why would you do that? I was expecting this person to have a bigger role at some point. She can't just fucking disappear.
She does. She meets her dad, and she's like, I'm out. Thanks for all the things you did for me, chumps.
All right, well, if that's true, I feel like this was a waste of a character. There was no point of putting her in there. She added nothing to the story. You could have completely did everything you did without her.
Well, she did add something because
only to like the beginning.
Yeah, like she just was there having the time, but afterwards it was just like, she served what she was supposed to do.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. So like after the ape episode, you didn't need her in the hotel episode because she didn't want to share a room with homeboy, so she got her own room, and then you didn't see her again. Besides them checking on her, but like they didn't do that if she wasn't there. It didn't change anything in the story. Then
She did tell him that they was under that Kakuen wasn't himself. So
yeah, she did do that, but like he kind of already. I felt like he already knew. Like he didn't need her to tell him that. Like she didn't even need to be there. So I don't know.
maybe not.
It was yeah, it was. I feel like it was kind of weird, but whatever.
I
The
mean,
Emperor and
JoJo couldn't tell him that he couldn't tell him himself because he's middle fighting, but he probably could have told him when he came back.
the Emperor and the Hangman Part 1 and Part 2. So we talked about this a little bit and how like Abdul dies. Rewinding and leading up to the event. So like Polnareff heads to the bathroom where, oh my god, bro, the pig.
Yeah, that would have creeped me out too.
He used it. I wouldn't have used it, bro. So
No, he didn't use it. He said he was gonna wait till he got back to the hotel.
oh, okay, all right. But the weird thing for me was he started washing his hands and it looked like he could see the table. So it was like, is there a door to that bathroom?
Probably not. I don't know.
So for you guys who hasn't anyone who hasn't watched JoJo's, right? This guy has to use the bathroom. He's French. They're in India. Where Abdul said India's great, and then like yeah, India's great. They all rushed tourists and was asking for money. It's all great, and someone got robbed like right away.
It's like if you don't give me money, you're not gonna make it to heaven, Mister.
Yeah. I'll say yeah, they're great, I guess. If you're from there, I don't know. I don't. That doesn't look like my crowd. I hate crowds.
Yeah, me too.
So dude has to use the bathroom. He goes to the bathroom. It's like, oh, please use this stick. And he's like, the hell am I gonna use a stick for? And he just screams like, ah! It's like, sir, what's wrong? What the hell is that? Oh, that's what this is for. And he just whacks the pig in the head with the stick, and it goes back below. And like, hey, sometimes when they get really hungry, they come up for food. And it's like, you mean they're eating my shit?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to use that bat. First of all, how do you fit that fat ass head through that hole?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I would. Yeah. Yeah. It's just wild that whole thing. I'm
So
pretty sure that's not what India's like.
no, it's probably
With the
not.
pigs.
I hope
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. I don't know if I would make it to India one day.
I would hope not. I just it is to each their own. I'm not here to judge.
Yeah.
If that's how they eat, that's how they eat. It is. You're being efficient. Two birds, one stone, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, they do not eat cows over there, so they probably pigs and whatever other meat they can do. They probably would do.
That's fine. I just wouldn't want to feed
Or they might not
the
eat pigs either.
I just wouldn't want to feed pigs shit because I'd essentially be eating shit.
I mean, that's what they do anyway.
Pigs eat shit.
Here, they eat whatever's in their pen. They eat other pigs.
They probably shit in their pen.
Yeah.
You said they eat other pigs?
They'd eat other pigs too. They get hungry enough. Like whatever's in there in this food, they eat it. That's why people would take take a body, throw it in a pig pen, and they'll eat everything.
I feel like maybe if a pig would eat anything, there's probably better ways to raise pigs.
Yeah, most definitely. But
yeah, you probably don't need to put it in a mud pen. And you probably don't need to put it around other pigs if they're gonna eat each other.
Well, the mud's more so because they can't cool themselves, so that keeps them cool, and they just slather it on to regulate their temperature.
You could probably keep them indoors.
You could, but then they won't get the vitamin
area.
D. Yeah.
But there's food for that, like right. You can give animals like vitamins.
You can.
Yeah.
But then but nothing beats natural.
I understand nothing beats natural, but I would take unnatural vitamin D over mud bathing, shit eating, pig eating, anything eating. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the trade off is worth it.
But you see, most people don't know that though. They just say, "Oh, pig in the store," and they grab it and they eat it.
Well, yeah. Most people consuming pig don't know that, but the people raising these pigs, I'd imagine someone would probably think, I feel like the trade off would be a lot better. And I'd have the healthiest pigs in the market that people won't know about. But, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Because they'd probably want to charge more. No one's going to
Yeah.
buy it because they're going to be like, it's fucking bacon. What do you.
Yep. So I mean, you
We
win
are
some, you
really
lose some.
unhealthy people.
You are really unhealthy people.
I'm not that unhealthy. I'm chubby, but I'm not unhealthy. I don't eat bad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's all stomach. The rest of me is fine.
Well, when you get older, that's what happens to you.
Yeah, I gotta. I was just talking to Tony earlier. I was like, I have to find a motivation to go to the gym.
Mm, you do that, King.
I'll
All
try.
things you can do.
Um. Oh shit! I just got stuck on pig conversation. So he's washing his hands, and that's when we first see the hanged man. In the reflection, and at first I thought like, cause like his reaction was look back, and then like, oh, I must be mad. The pig must have creeped me out. It must be culture shock. Then he saw it again, and he was like, it's the hanged man. And he tacked the mirror, and in my head it was like, I feel like you want to hit the spot the reflection is showing, but in the end I was wrong anyway, so like it wouldn't have made a difference. So now that he knows that the hangman was there, or the guy, whatever the guy is called, the
It's like I gotta take off on myself.
yeah, he's like, I was like, I gotta, he Sasuke'd them.
Yeah,
That's it. Long story short, he pulled a Sasuke and it was like, for revenge, I will go this path on my own. And Abdul tried to talk some sense to him, and he rebelled. And then when he finally found what he was looking for, he had no idea how to deal with it, and his temper was out of control. And Abdul came to his rescue. And Abdul, with the reflection of a puddle, got stabbed in the back, and then while distracted from being stabbed, he got shot in the freaking brain, right in the center of his forehead. A stand bullet.
yeah.
My man, Abdul.
I was like, no.
All, all for,
Person.
all for a Frenchman.
Yeah. I was like, no. The only one representation we had.
Hey man. So
Yeah. But I don't know if you remember this. I don't know. This might have been like a few years ago when I told you like I hate how if someone dies in the opening or whatever, like take them out of the thing. But it was a while before they made a new opening for this. I was like, man, I hate y'all. Cause I'm like, my man, he died. I want to keep being reminded of him how he died, and I can't see him no more.
yeah. You know what? I completely understand. Yeah, you know what's funny about that?
What?
You have to like. All right, so you have to know the script before you start animating everything, right?
Yeah,
It takes effort to put a character in. But if you know a character is gonna get like X-nayed, like KI, you know what I mean? In like episode 10, I would make all the openings, I'd put everyone else in first and save him for last. But leave the spots where I know he's gonna be so that when it comes to when it's done, then I put him in the opening like originally planned. It should take the same amount of time, I think, in my head. I don't know. I'm not an editor. Um, but like I in my head, it takes the same amount of time to put him in later that it would have taken earlier.
yeah,
And now you have this whole opening scene without him. And people who actually watch opening scenes will notice, oh, he used to be right there, but he's not right there anymore.
yeah. They they the massacre my boy. And it wasn't even like a nice death. It was just,
It wasn't
ah,
even a fight, bro. It was just you got. I was like,
I
oh,
got it the wrong time.
my man. They didn't even give him a chance. He's just, is he really dead? I didn't know. I was like, maybe something's gonna happen where like his stand is a phoenix. He's gonna rise from the ashes.
Nah, dog.
I was like, I was like, they left the body in the middle of the street. Maybe he'll rise from the ashes. I don't
I
know.
mean, I feel like you have to have your stand activated to avoid death like that.
I feel
So I,
like if I was him and I knew my stand couldn't burn me, anytime my stand was out, I'd be in a coat of fire. I don't know if it would have helped, but it could have potentially. They were worried about his fire, so it could have potentially prevented the hangman from stabbing him in the back. I feel like.
yeah.
Wouldn't that? Don't you think that makes sense? Like if you had the ability to control fire and like you'd never burn from that fire and you're about to get in a fight, wouldn't you just coat yourself in your fire?
Yeah, but I don't think he was getting into a fight per se.
Hey man, listen, there was two of them there. I would have, even if you don't think you're gonna be fight, be on be ready. I guess that's, but story progression, right?
Yeah.
So Paul Norith loses his cool again. He was about to get, you know, he was about to die. The high schooler had to save him. They got in the jeep. The hangman went after them, and he ended up in the jeep, and they crashed. So then a kid showed up concerned about them, and that's when they realized, like, hey, he can hide in the reflection of eyes, and that's when Polar realized, like, oh, he's light. He's not. He's not living in a mirror world. He's light itself. He's bouncing from reflection using the power of light. So that's when he had the brilliant idea, like if he kicks dirt into the kid's eye or something, he has no choice but to go into the next reflectable object, which would be Polaroid's eye. So like he used that opportunity to slash the trajectory that he would have taken, which was really genius for a hothead.
Yeah.
So he did that, and then like he they heard a scream, and they went all the way to check it out, and they found a dude on the ground, which I was just like, that's not. If I remember correctly, I don't think that's him. And then the high schooler Kakuin was like, no, look at his hands. He's not the right one. And then that's when I think. Oh, that's when he revealed himself, and it was just like, I gave him the same wound you gave me to distract you. Now, and then he yelled out, "These two gentlemen want to give you all free money." And we get surrounded by the Indian people again, and they're
And how
big.
big brain was that move though to get somebody else to cut him?
That was. I didn't think a sleazeball like him would have came up with something. I was like, that's genius.
Yeah, cause yeah, cause I didn't think they would initially watching. I didn't think it. I was like, oh, he got him. He's over here. And I was like, oh, he doesn't have the two left hands. Or I might have thought like he looks a little different. I was
That's what
like,
I'm
did
saying.
they?
I was like, he doesn't look the same he looked when dude with the horse talked to
Yeah, cause
him.
I was like, I think they just drew him wrong this one. I was like, well, that's all right. It's just a inconsistency you just gotta roll with.
But then Kakuin pulled out a coin that has a nice reflection, and it's like, you want money? This goes to whoever takes it first, and he just tossed the coin up in the air, and I'm not entirely sure. I don't really remember how they forced him to come out, but he did come out, and Polaroid knew exactly where he was going because the only way to go was the coin because everyone was looking up at the coin, and he officially cut him down and killed him shortly after. So then they make their way back to town, and the gunslinger, the emperor, was like, "Haha, there you guys are. Running away is useless," and they're just walking casually. And he's like, "Get him, hangman," whatever dude's name was. And he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" It's like, "Hey, if you're waiting for him, he ain't coming anytime soon. He's taking a nap." He's like, "Your bluff won't work on me. Hey, if you think I'm bluffing, go about 200 meters that way and check for yourself."
Yeah.
So then, then once he realized that like it probably wasn't a bluff, he said, "Then now I will retreat." He pulled a Joestar.
He did.
He pulled a Joestar. So he tries to run away, and then Jotaro and Joseph shows up, and they I think they punched him. I think Jotaro punched him, and they said, "Hey, we gave Abdul a proper burial." So when they were about to take care of him, that Indian princess or whatever she is, he was flirting with earlier and lying to.
Show did lied like a
He,
terrible human being.
he did say earlier in that episode, or earlier in this 2-part episode, that like they fall in love with me, they're willing to sacrifice their lives, and there she is. She threw her, she threw her body in danger to save him and allowed him to escape.
Yeah.
And
That
right before the episode ended, you saw something end up on Joseph's arm with a face. So we'll see what that's about next episode.
Yeah, it's yeah. I was like really? She's like, you must escape. Like, oh, you want him to live, you die? Like, stop. But yeah, it's awful, terrible.
Know that I run away because I love you.
Yeah, he don't care about you at all. Not in the slightest. Like, I feel like she's also looked like she might have been old enough to understand that, but she just chose not to for whatever reason.
Love is blind, man. Love is blind.
It got to be blind. Cause yeah, I ain't no way I'm finna go downtown to get beat up for you. Cause I love you. Nah, sorry, baby. I ain't about that life. But yeah, she was.
She was 100% about the life.
She was like, yeah, go ahead and use me. Go on about your business. You must live. Nah, you gotta die. I'm the one that got to live. So, but yeah, that was all all for JoJo's.
That was all for JoJo's. 3 episodes. Bang them out. I'm trying to watch them in the morning. Cause I do have I try to give myself at least half an hour to like enjoy my breakfast. And I was like, half an hour, that's an episode of JoJo's. Maybe just start watching them in the morning. I can bang out at least an episode a day.
Yeah, it's you about to get into some nitty gritty stuff, but yeah, everyone's getting all these big brain moves and doing stuff, and everyone just gets smarter and smarter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it though, because it's a nice one.
I'm trying to convince a dude at work to watch it. Say, trust me, you'll get into it. But shall we get
I
into
recall
Boruto?
that. Yeah, Boruto. Not too much there. I do want to say Kawaki. I feel like he's gonna not keep his end of the bargain.
Oh,
And
I
feel like
100% don't think he's gonna keep anyone who's like tries to change the order of operations of a deal is like, all right, you're looking
you're looking to be a whole jerk. He's like, nope, I won't do your till I get what I want first. And it's like, I just put you back to sleep.
I was about to say, I just tell him like, all right, well, I'm not gonna unlock your full potential. What are you gonna do? Kill me? Then you'll never have it.
Yeah, I'm like, and it's all right. My daughter, she doesn't live. She ain't been living for this long anyway. So,
If I die, my purpose was to bring her back. So if I die, it is what it is.
Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah. He
Honestly,
already did. And Class Rep was like, he's like, what are you doing? You trying to get him? I do like how they did that little passphrase.
well, honestly, even though I feel like we both know he's gonna cave into Kawaki's demands, Kawaki really holds no power in this like if they were negotiating, Kawaki has
Yeah,
nothing to bring to the table.
exactly. I'm just
Your
like,
your ability to take care of his daughter is contingent of him giving you the power in the first place. So you have nothing to bargain with.
yeah.
And then he threw in like I have to kill Cold, the
Yeah,
leader of the
it
thing,
went
and
from
Boruto.
it went from like being like one thing to, oh, now I want three more things, and you're like, what? Like, you're a scumbag.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here. But yeah, he's a jerk, and I felt like what's his name was in there, and the girl, the Yodo girl or whatever, she was just doing too much.
Yo. The way
She
she
was
just
like,
brought up I mean Konohamaru should have been better at keeping his emotions in check.
yeah,
He knew
shit,
why she wanted to call him that, and like he just couldn't hear it because it was like, bro, like if anything, that should have fueled your. If anything, that should have helped you stay on task with the mission and realize this person is what's keeping me from being able to talk to Moegi again.
yeah, and she's like the spitting image of her.
Yeah, I have to.
So of course you should know how she felt anyway.
Yeah, and then the other person not being able to hide the blood. It was just like, bro, like.
What is this, amateur hour?
Yeah, what are you guys doing, bro? Like, okay, I can understand the genning and the tuning. Konohamaru, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
Yeah, like he definitely. I was like, he was a little flustered. I was like, okay, I get it. Like she was your like childhood friend per se,
Mm-hmm.
and but you just you just gave up the goods and immediately
Yeah, now they
she
gotta
knows.
fight on their hands. Like if they're not far
Yeah,
enough from the Moegi copy clone, and mind you, that the other dude used the sand to prevent everyone from moving. Like he's controlling their bodies with the sand. Like, bro, that's ingenious.
yeah, he. So I just was like, nice move around. He's working the sand. Like he's not as aloof as they thought. He's like, oh, he's not as dumb as we all thought he was,
Yeah, yeah, yep.
which is another big brain move.
Pretend to
Which,
be dumb.
yeah, that's how I get away with a bunch of stuff.
Then it was the thing. It was like, did you say Boruto's trail was here? It's like, oh, we did say that, didn't we? I'm like, bro, what? Sarada. That's
Yeah,
not very Uchiha like.
yeah. Sometimes I just be thinking of some folks. I'm like, man, what? Who taught y'all?
Yeah,
Y'all get
man.
soft when everyone's at peace.
I feel like if you're not gonna give the other characters proper like love, don't even like give them side shit. Just keep focusing on Boruto. If you want to focus on Boruto, because you just made me lose a little respect for like three characters that I like.
Yeah. So Konohama was like, oh, he was like, yeah, I just, someone calls me that, and no. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm like, come on, man.
Konohamaru has to kiss her. He has to do it. Calm her
He
down.
might.
He has to kiss
I
her.
don't
Calm her
think
down.
she's already like flinging her aura around. I don't think there's any calming her down.
Nah, I think if he kiss her like right now, she's gonna get flustered. She's not gonna know what to do, and she's gonna be utterly speechless for about
Three
maybe
minutes.
enough time to stab her.
Yeah, she might, but I just was like, well, this is a good one still.
It is. It is. I agree.
Yeah, I'm waiting for more. Hopefully it'll be there, and then we'll get all the stuff and learn everything about him. But yeah, Kawaki jerk, can't stand him.
I'm about to give you some fuel for your Luffy hate.
I don't need no fuel for that.
Yeah, he's about to do something incredibly stupid in the manga.
I don't think he get no more stupid than he already is.
Well, the funny thing is, Zora and Nami are both on board.
She.
So, like, they're in Elbaf right now. And down below, before you get to, like, the actual part of Elbaf, there's, like, this forest or whatever. And this guy called Loki is, like, locked up down there. And to the people of Elbaf, he's the worst criminal in the history of Elbaf. And he killed their beloved king. Well, the guy told Luffy he knows where Shanks is, so Luffy is just going to set him free to find Shanks. When Luffy knows Shanks is somewhere on Elbaf, all you have to do is keep looking.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, what if he's lying? So then I'll just beat him up. I'm like, I don't know if it's going to be that simple, but sure. Okay. I don't feel like we need to do this.
That sounds about Luffy.
Nami just wants to get to the castle so she can steal gold. That's all she wants.
That sounds about Nami.
Yeah, they want to go to the castle to get the keys to release him. But she just wants to go to the castle to steal gold.
Yeah.
And Zoro, I think Zoro's just tagging along because, like, he doesn't trust Loki. And he's like, nah, we got to see what his true intentions are. So I think he's going along just to, like, help put him back in place if he gets out of hand. I was like, I mean, but you know what? The supposed Shanks twin is with Loki right now, so they might run into the alleged twin.
Yeah, it'll probably be like, oh, hey, look, it's Shanks right here. And he'll be like, Shanks? Or something silly.
Well, he has to know. Like, he'll have to know. Like, Shanks is a wanted... He's an emperor, so he has a wanted poster, so he has to know what Shanks looks like.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about, like, if he knows Shanks' evil twin brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that he'll do something like that and be like, oh, yeah, hey, it's this guy.
I wouldn't be surprised. So, like, there are cyborg copies of, like, other people. Like, Vegapunk made, like, a boa that doesn't really... looks like a child version of her. A Mihawk that doesn't really look too much like Mihawk, but, like, yeah. And then he made, like, a child version of Jinbei, which kind of does look like Jinbei, but, like, kid version. I wonder if potentially the alleged twin of Shanks could just be a creation of Vegapunk.
I don't know. I don't think I care enough to find out.
I know. I was just talking out loud to myself. But I got nothing else if you got nothing else.
Yeah, I got nothing else. I ain't been on. I did start another series about a woman detective wizard that does stuff. She's pretty cool.
You're Wizard Harry.
Yeah, the way they use the powers is essentially they make suggestions to the universe, and the universe will kind of bend reality to wherever they need. But the stronger wizards have more control over how much they do and what they do. So I was like, okay, this is not. I think I'm like 4 or 5 books in. Oh, but yeah, it's mostly just to give me something to listen to. So I'm like, yeah, all right. So give it some shots and all the good stuff, baby. But yeah, got nothing else.
Alrighty, well, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening, guys. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, share us. And we'll catch you next week. Peace.
Peace.